You have been fighting Governor O'Malley's new redistricting plan tooth and nail. Why?
Well, when I first saw the plan, it struck me as very problematic. You know, Montgomery County, right here outside the Washington, in the Washington suburbs, is now a majority-minority county. Currently, the 4th Congressional District that I represent is partially in Montgomery County, which allows part of the minority population to elect a representative of their choice. Under the governor's map, the 3 congressional districts that have been drawn into Montgomery County now ensure that the majority-minority population has really no opportunity for minority representation in any of those 3 congressional districts.
And if I can be
think
allowed to interrupt, if you can go to kojoshow.org, you will see both the old and new configuration of the districts in Maryland. The old you'll see outlined in blue, the new you'll see outlined in red, and you'll be able to make the comparison yourself at our website, kojoshow.org, but I interrupted you.
That's all right. I mean, I tried to make this case to the governor when the map was first revealed to me, and it's gone through the legislative process now. The governor has signed the map into law, but I think it's a sad day when Democrats are drawing a map that really, I believe, dilutes minority representation in Montgomery County. You know, I would like for us to have done it a different way to preserve some opportunity for minority representation in that county, even though I share the view as a Democrat that we had the capacity to create an opportunity for another Democratic seat in the Congress, and I'm very strongly supportive of that. I just don't think you had to do it by diluting minority representation.
If you'd like to join the conversation with Congresswoman Edwards, call us at 800-433-8850 or send email to kojo@wamu.org. For those who are not clear, where is your new district going to be?
So I describe my new district as representing a set of earmuffs or earphones. One wide part of the district is located in Prince George's County, expanding the part of Prince George's County that I now represent in the county, my home county. And then there's a strip that goes sort of up a highway and connects to Anne Arundel County, and the other side of the earmuff or the earphone is Anne Arundel County. In the district. And in between that, in Prince George's County, is the 5th Congressional District represented by my colleague, Steny Hoyer.
Tom Sherwood?
When you wrote your statement, you said that you fought the process, that you fought the efforts of the process, but that it's now run its course. I was surprised that you're still continuing to kind of attack it rather than to embrace the Anne Arundel people who are now in your... I guess you're doing both? Is that what you're trying to do?
Well, I always shared the view that I would end up representing some of Anne Arundel County. I actually don't have a problem representing Prince George's or Anne Arundel County or any other county that's drawn. I do think it's important, however, for us to point out what the flaws are. And there are flaws, and I respect the process. The legislature has convened. The governor has signed this map into law, and I plan to represent Prince George's and Anne Arundel County.
Well, I want to ask about the congressman who lost the most in this redistricting. First, I want to ask about Anne Arundel. Is this what part of the county is it? Is this where the Anne Arundel Mills is, or where the slot machines are going to be? And what part is it?
Not entirely. I mean, the district actually doesn't include, for example, Fort Meade, which is a little closer, but does include areas around that go almost to Annapolis and part of the district if you were to go out Highway 214, Central Avenue. And I'm getting to know the district. I've actually spent some time in that part of the new congressional district because my son used to go camping in that part of the district.
Okay, good. You have not liked the part that you objected to. Do you believe the Republican Congressman Bartlett was treated fairly in this redistricting?
Well, I think it raises a really interesting question. I always believed that you could fairly draw a new district that would be competitive for Democrats because the migration of population in Frederick County, that's in western Maryland, and also northern Montgomery County is where we've seen, tremendous population growth and migration. And so I was always convinced that you could draw a congressional district to the north where there would be competition for a Democrat. It might not be as severely drawn as this map is, so that the representation is about 53% in the district, but you might be able to get to 49 or 50%, which would be a competitive Democratic district.
Going forward, first of all, the committee that drew this map is the governor's committee that included Mike Miller, the president of the Senate, and House Speaker Michael Bush, and Gene Hitchcock, who is the mayor's appointment secretary. So out of the 5 people, they were pretty clear they would do what well, I start to say what the governor wants, but I don't think the guys in the assembly would appreciate that. Do you see going forward you're supporting any legal challenge to the redistricting? You
For
personally?
those who may not be aware of it, Maryland Republican leaders and the Fannie Lou Hamer Political Action Committee have called on the Justice Department to investigate whether Governor O'Malley and Democrats racially gerrymandered Maryland's congressional map for their party's gain. Have you signed on to that?
I have not. Let me just be clear. I mean, the issues that are being raised are issues that I actually raised privately with the governor on the Monday before he released his map, because I wanted to make sure that the governor had an opportunity to correct for some of these issues that I know that I see. And I think,
You
I don't
proposed
share
an
the
alternative map.
I did. I tried to use the governor's existing map to propose an alternative that respected minority interests. I don't even think that map, frankly, was perfect. But I do think that, we're at a stage now. I mean, I'm a, really strong, solid Democrat. I'm on our Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. Our job is to regain the United States House of Representatives, and I plan to do that. And I think it's just unfortunate that we've come to this point where we actually open ourselves up to challenges to the map. I don't think that we had to be here.
So
But you're
just to
not
be
necessarily
clear, you're not
supporting the
joining the challenges, or you might join them? Where are you?
No, I'm not. I mean, I've made that clear from the very beginning. I mean, I think that we have in our state a legislative process, which I do respect, and I tried to weigh in with the, with the
You
governor
fought for
and with
12
members.
rounds, the
I
bell has
did.
rung, and so you step back to your
I
corner.
did, but what I do is I still continue to advocate for the interest of minority communities in our state. We have a growing minority population. Maryland is a 45% minority state right now. It is likely that over this next decade it will be a majority minority state, and I think that our representation really has to begin to reflect that. And I know that there's an interest in some in just kind of holding on to those, strings and throws of power, but just because we can do it doesn't necessarily mean it's the right thing to do.